Welcome to the Bland Panel. My name is Jay, and the Maker has been on a lot of people's minds as he is now a playable skin within the game Marvel Rivals. I've been playing the hell out of that game, so when this was announced and when it was shown, I freaked out and I locked in. I love this so much. But I realize that a lot of people might not know who the Maker is. So allow me to be your guide today as we ponder the question, who is the Maker? Now, I could just say that the Maker is just evil Reed Richards and call it a day and tell you to like and subscribe and all that, but I would like to use this video to explain who the Maker is, how Reed Richards became the Maker, and tell you a little bit about why I feel he is in fact the ultimate evil. The Maker's origins begin when he was simply known as Reed Richards on Earth 1610. This is the original Ultimate Universe, as it were. He debuted in Ultimate Fantastic Four issue number 1 in December of 2003. During this run, Reed was still a founding member of the Fantastic Four as we know them, with the inclusion of Ben Grimm, Sue, and Johnny Storm. They still ran operations out of the Baxter Building and fought a lot of their primary foes like Mole Man and Doctor Doom. Although Doctor Doom had these weird cloven feet, it was very strange. Moving on. However, one key difference between the main Marvel Universe Reed Richards and this version is that this version of Reed Richards grew up with a heavily abusive father, which therefore had ramifications on his character arc way down the line. We can touch on that later in the video. The Ultimate Fantastic Four series ran for 60 issues, and while it is a series worth reading in its entirety, it did change hands quite a bit in terms of the writing and the art, so I would like to say that maybe if you just want to read the first 2 volumes of the book, that really gives you all you need. It lets you understand who the characters are, how they affect each other, and the universe going forward. Now, right towards the back end of that run, something happened, and it's not just something that happened to Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four, it's something that happened to the Ultimate Marvel Universe as a whole. That something was called Ultimatum. Ultimatum was a 5-issue event written by Jeff Loeb with art by David Finch that was set to level the Ultimate Universe and give everything a fresh start, though things really didn't turn out the way that they intended. In this story, Magneto flipped the magnetic poles on Earth and caused what came to be known as the Ultimatum Wave. This was a massive tidal wave that absolutely ripped through all of Manhattan, unceremoniously killing several major characters. Now, one of these bodies in the pileup turned out to be Franklin Storm, the father of Susan and Johnny Storm of the Fantastic Four, that almost took out the Invisible Woman, Susan Storm herself. It is important to note before we get into this next bit that Reed and Sue were in a relationship, and Reed wanted to take it to the next level and propose to her. Now that we know that, let's get to this next part. With Susan Storm in critical condition, Reed decides, you know what, she's fine, and he leaves to go try to save the world. I get that you're a superhero and you have duties to the citizens of the world and Earth and your city and whatever. However, your girl is almost dead. She's in critical condition. She's in there, and you're out there just with your stretchy arms fighting against a citywide tidal wave, a tsunami. I don't think you can really do all that much out there, bro. Get back in there. This decision ultimately had a profound effect on Susan Storm when she came to and realized that Reed wasn't there. This leads to Sue rejecting the proposal at Franklin's funeral in the one-shot Ultimatum Fantastic Four Requiem, in which the team finally disbands. This is where Reed truly begins his heel turn, and we find out within the pages of the Ultimate Enemy trilogy. The next phase in the transformation from Reed Richards into the Maker took place over the course of 3 stories: Ultimate Enemy, Ultimate Mystery, and Ultimate Doom. During Ultimate Enemy, Reed Richards is presumed dead after a series of various targeted attacks against the heroes of the Ultimate Universe. This prompts Nick Fury to investigate the identity of the attacker throughout the pages of Ultimate Mystery. However, it is revealed that Reed Richards himself had not only faked his death, but was behind the attacks to begin with, and he had killed his whole family. This dude put in crazy work. While this is a sudden shift for Reed, it should be noted that at this point he had become completely disillusioned with the universe. He had seen his relationship fall apart. He is no longer on good terms with the people that he saw as his family, and he had decided to take his anger out on not just the whole superhuman population, but on the family that raised him with the back of their hand. Now, the rest of the Fantastic Four do everything they can to stop Reed, who then harms Sue during a fight. Later, after finding him in the negative zone, the team leads a massive attack on him, where we see Johnny Storm scarring Reed's face in retaliation for what he did to Sue previously. This ultimately leaves Reed drifting through the negative zone, thought to be dead, but still alive and not to be seen again until we get into the Ultimates. Now, all of this perfectly dovetails into The Ultimates by Jonathan Hickman. In case you don't know, The Ultimates are the Ultimate Universe version of the Avengers. It's really all you need to know. This is where we finally meet the Maker fully realized. He is no longer just Reed Richards of the Ultimate Universe. He is the Maker. He is the embodiment of evil. This is a guy who just wants to reshape reality into something that is purely his own. And he tries to do so with the following of the Children of Tomorrow. This is like his cult, so to speak. Now, that's really just the important things to grab from that series. A lot of other things happened. However, the Ultimate Universe would not be long for this world, so to speak. The Ultimate Universe would see itself collapse under the event of Secret Wars, also written by Jonathan Hickman in 2015. After that, some of the Ultimate Universe characters would be kind of retconned or just brought over into the mainline Marvel continuity on Earth 616. One of those characters was the Maker. He wasn't retconned in, he was just kind of brought over and held prisoner for the most part. There are other stories where he's kind of gone off and done things and stuff like that, but continuity being continuity hasn't exactly kept to itself. So for the purpose of this video, he was held captive. Leave it at that. Until recently, when in the pages of Ultimate Invasion, the Maker had simply had enough. These days, he has left the main universe, found fledgling Earth 6160, and completely reshaped it into one he deems perfect. He went and made sure that Captain America was never found in the ice. He made sure that Peter Parker never got bit by the spider. No X-Men, no Avengers, no Fantastic Four, no heroes, period. However, those with powers are a part of the Maker's Council, his Illuminati, an elite cabal of supervillains secretly governing the entire globe. As far as the Reed Richards native to Earth 6160, he was kidnapped by the Maker, who tortured him, scarred him, and forced Reed into becoming none other than Doom. This is where the new Ultimate Universe really kicks into gear. And because it's so new, you can still catch up pretty easily, as you can find the first trade paperbacks in stores wherever comic books are sold for Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, and Ultimate Black Panther. In terms of a more centralized plot, I would strongly recommend reading Ultimate Spider-Man and The Ultimates by Dennis Camp, but if you do want to explore the rest of the universe and read Ultimate Black Panther and read Ultimate X-Men, I would definitely recommend you do so. Ultimate Wolverine is the newest book to come out recently. He first appeared in the pages of Ultimate Universe 1 Year In, a one-shot that came out just last month. But the first issue of Ultimate Wolverine just hit shelves this week at time of recording, and it is so gritty. It is so fun. It's something I definitely want to cover on the channel, but nonetheless, it's also giving you a little bit more of an insight into how the Ultimate Universe works under the iron fist of the Maker. To wrap up, the Maker became who he became due to his disillusionment with existence as it was, and felt he had no other choice than to wipe the slate clean and start over, no matter the lives that it cost. Ultimately, he succeeded, changing an entire universe into one of his own liking. A universe where he is both God and the devil all at once. A universe where the nature of everything is bent to his will. A universe where he truly is the ultimate evil. Thank you all so much for watching. This was such a fun one to make. I am really excited to be able to play as the Maker in Marvel Rivals, and even though I'm just having a blast on this game in general, I just figured this was a great opportunity for me to impart some of the knowledge that I have obtained over my years of reading onto you in case you are stumbling across this video from researching and playing more of the game. That being said, if you like this video, feel free to drop a like on there, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on anything else that we have going on here as well. For the Bland Panel, my name is Jay. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.